So it is based on user choice how they want to attend the course. It will only tell how many items are completed in the curricula and how many are pending. So this is basically a chart which will tell you how many are pending, how many are completed, and how many are overdue. Coming to My Employee. This My Employee course will say if he has any subordinate, My Employee style will be shown. For My Employee style, either My Employee style or you can even go to My Team tab. So this is basically a manager will have for their subordinate. Coming to learning history style, any course which has been assigned here, if it has been completed, then automatically this course will go and sit under learning history style. So there are around 10 which will be shown in this particular time. If it is more than that, you can just click on this link and you will be able to view all of them. You can even take the same report from report of learning history. So this is how the learning history will look. If there are n number of courses, you can see them. So same thing can be compared to reports also. Coming to available offerings, if there are any courses in which it is available under the employee's catalog, and if there are any scheduled offerings in which they have admin has selected the date and time of a particular course, if those offerings are available and it is also available for the employee under this catalog, then all those available offerings will be shown here. If the courses like bookmark, all of those courses can be seen under bookmark. If it is all featured, this particular featured flag, which is under catalog, I'll show you how we have to flag them so that those courses will come under feature sign. And coming to find learning, this is where employees will be able to search for all the courses which is available in the company. Basically, here if you see, these are only the assigned courses. If employee wants to see all the list of courses which is available in the company, he can just go and click on all courses, or he can even search here by typing whatever he wants to. Then they will get into this screen. This is the catalog of all the list of courses which is mapped. So you can select the courses based on these all categories. As I told you, instructor-led course is one classification: online, others, and blended. All these are list of subject areas which is mapped for all those courses. Sources is external, internal, delivery methods. So this is how all you can categorize. You can select your own criteria to show here under the section. So this particular course, when we navigate here, if you can say, you can even know whether this particular course is an online course. This particular thing what is shown here, this is the item type. So here it is saying this particular course was already assigned. If it is assigned to you, you can continue with the course, or if you want to assign this course to others, or you can even recommend the course. By looking here, you are able to know that this particular request schedule is available because this is an ILT record in which schedule offering is to be created. Schedule offering will create only for courses of ILT classification and blended, because online will not have any start and end date. So that is the reason we will not have this business schedule here. Yeah. So that was under find learning time. Any courses like in the previous screen we have seen like this courses can be recommended, or these courses can be bookmarked. So all bookmarked and recommended courses will be shown here. And Coming to link style. This particular link style will have dashboard. If the person is an owner of your unit, he will have dashboard. So coming to external request, this particular external request, it is a form which employee and manager as well as admin will be able to raise for an external request. Any course that is happening outside the company externally and in which there is a form which has to be filled by an employee, they can go to the links and click on external request, create new request, so in which a form will appear, and this particular form will capture section ABC. Section A will be employee details, and it will automatically fetch from the details which will be maintained in the system. And coming to section B, here is where we create, here if you see ID, this particular ID is nothing but the institute wherever we are attending the course. So that institute's ID will be shown here. All the institutes we are maintaining in the system. So once that is maintained, the moment we click on search button, the institute that we maintain will show here. So employee will be able to select the institute so that it will come under this particular form. Whatever address is maintained for that institute will automatically fetch in these fields. And then coming to this B2A course style. So here is where employee will be able to give what kind of course he is going to attend in the particular institute. So this course title and course number, if there is any code related, they will give start date, end date, and all these are not mandatory. In configuration, in settings for external request, we will be able to tell the system which fields we want to leave it mandatory and which fields we want to hide. So again, based on the requirement of the client, we can configure the form. Yeah.
So you see in the online course there will not be any start or end date, but here the field start and end date are mandatory. So how we are going to fill that? It is going to be 41st for 999, something like that.
This particular form is only for external request, and you are going to attend a classroom or a session or a conference. It can be anything in an external institute. So obviously it will have a start and end date, so which is mandatory for this particular form. That is the reason this is called external request form. Yeah. So coming back to links, approvals for a manager, if they have any approvals which is pending in their queue, they can go to approvals link, and then any pending request which employee whoever is subordinate, if they have any workflow which is related to a course, so he can select, he will see that this particular employee is going to attend to this course which is having so price and this is the item type. He can click on approve button, click on next, and then submit it so that the request will be approved from the manager end. This is how they approve all the requests. So any yeah.
So as you said, this like manager will go and approve and the workflow will trigger, right? So is there any way that we, just that we will be sharing this recommended courses, or is it like similar to what we have in goal management, like capturing the same goals to the bottom? Like suppose there are some technical trainings or important mandatory trainings as per the industry. So can a manager capture that training to the executive level? I mean, to the freshers or new joinees in the organization?
Managers means automatically the courses should get assigned to see. You need to say, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, all that can be done, right, through assignment profile. Like I said, yes, like those courses, whichever has to be like for new joinees or executive related people who are having those positions. So if they have to do any language courses, so based on the rule that we create as our assignment profile, those courses will automatically go under my learning assignments. They don't have to manually sit and assign courses for them. Going forward, you will be able to understand them when we start answering. So, then coming to options and settings. As a user, so an employee has to select all the learning notifications here, so that employee will get notified when any item which is like code is added to their learning plan. Learning plan is nothing but the learning assignment, and anything is modified. The courses are already assigned in learning assignment, and in that particular course, if admin is trying to make any changes, if the course is like modified, whether it is the date-wise or anything that is modified, even then employees will be able to get a mail trigger. And if the items have been removed from their learning assignments, and then being a manager, if an employee is completing any course, he will get notified, and if he is not completing the course also, he will get notified. So he has to select all these checkboxes so that he will get the notification. And this is basically for time zone and the language. So they can make the changes and then select apply changes. Only then this will get saved. This was for options and settings. If you see like this is a particular tile and you can see an arrow here, if you want to minimize them, you can always do that by selecting these arrows. Now this was from the user end, and then coming to my team as a manager, if he goes to my team, so all subordinates, whoever are there under him, he will be able to view all those list of names towards his left hand side. Because this particular user is being selected, who is a subordinate, so that particular subordinate learning assignments he will be able to see. As similar as his own homepage of learning. So whatever he was able to see for himself, he can see for his subordinate as well. This is like learning assignment style. All the courses which is available for his subordinates, he can see here. And then he can also see how many courses employee has completed. He can even see if there are any competencies which are like pending from employee's end, which is mapped to that particular course. If he attends that course, whether it can be achieved or not. So if there is any curricula mapped to that employee, and here within the style he will be able to see whether how many is completed, how many are due, everything he will be able to see. So if he wants to go in detail, he can just select this, but anywhere he can click on that particular tile. So he can see what curricula is being assigned and under what priority it is, and how many courses have been mapped under that particular title. So if I select that curricula, it will tell how many courses are mapped to that particular curricula. That was just a quick view. that was from the employee side, in which he will be able to view for his subordinates. He can view employees' assignments, he can see curricula, he can see history as well as competencies. If employee, as a manager, if he wants to assign any course, he can select this link. All these are links which is available for a manager. These are called supervisory links. So he can assign or remove any learning from an employee, and he can record learning. Recording means an employee has attended a course, and unless and until recording is not done, that particular course will not be treated as completed and will not be available under learning history. So to be available under learning history, that particular course should be recorded. So manager is also having an option to record the course, in which usually companies will not give authorization for a manager to record course. So if we want to remove this record learning, anytime we can remove this particular permission for a manager. If he wants to register or withdraw the employee from any kind of course, he can select this link. It is the same approval link which is available for him under the user section also. And if he is an alternate head, he will have dashboards. He can view his organization chart, and this is particularly reports. So under reports, he will have all the assignments. He can check in PDF or as a CSV file or an Excel file. So he can check the curriculum status, item request, item status, history, how many hours, learning needs, learning plan, tuition is totally related to cost, which is if there is a cost mapped to that course, so we can view that in under tuition, and this is user information. So all those are standard reports which is available to users. That will come under supervisor news. So here, if we click on this particular buttons also, you can see for this particular employee, manager can record learning, assign learning, register, manage alternate supervisor. Manage alternate supervisor is something like, for example, you have gone to a project where you have a different manager, and then you are like mapped to that project for say a month or two. So if you want any of the approvals, like any workflow which is related to you, if that particular manager who is there for the project to be approved, then any time this particular manager can assign alternate supervisor, select the user, and just map it to this particular employee. So whatever workflow related to this employee will refer to that alternate supervisor, whoever manager is selected. So that is alternate supervisor. The same reports you can also view here. And it is the same external request which I have.
It is like if the manager is going on leave, he will assign that so that any important approvals can be done by the alternate manager who will be assigned.
See, alternate manager is basically related to projects. Say, what you wanted to say was, if he is going on a long leave and if he wants to assign any approval that is coming to him, whether it is related to performance or goal management or PMGM or any survey related or any learning related workflows, any workflow to be approved by somebody else in his absence for a long term, then he can delegate and not alternate supervisor. That is called delegation. So he can go and click on delegate, which is available here. I will just show you under options and settings. So this was the same user side, whatever settings were there under options and settings, being as a manager, you can do for your subordinate. So this is basically subordinate options and settings screen. You as a manager can actually act as a subordinate and guide them if they are facing any issue, something like that. So you can even raise the same external request which employee can request. You can raise on your employee's behalf. And profile, so that delegation part, you are a manager, so under your homepage of learning, if you go to options and settings under links, so you have this delegate option. Here you have delegates, right? So you can tell who is going to act in among these two people. You have given two permissions, and here you have already delegated him, and then you have removed him for that delegation. So you can assign n number of delegates whomever you want to. You can even give permission. Let's say you can tell them like learning related, you are giving permission, EMGM related, you are giving permission to this particular Alexander who is going to act on your behalf in your action. So that will come under delegation. So all this is from the front end of a user, how the learning page is going to look and what all benefits are available. So I'll go to admin screen. You have any doubts? Maybe related to that, right? Okay. So this was the learning admin screen. So if you can see here, this particular box, whatever is there, all these tabs, this is called the top screen. If I go to learning, I think okay. So let me first show what all tabs are available under admin. So first is this home page, which has welcome page as well as quick links. All these quick links, which is like create INT, create online, add an item. So whatever options are available here, you can configure to your customer. AB wants to say something? So it is basically you as a consultant, you are giving this particular quick links option to an admin so that they will be using the system on daily basis. So what they want, every now and then before going to the learning tab and then navigating to what they want to create, this is a standard quick link which is available in the home page. So these things can be configured by you anytime. Standard is like, as you know, INT is an and if you want to add an item, yeah. So if you want to add an item, you can select this link. If you want to assign or remove any learning from an employee, you being as an admin, you can select this. So these are all the links which is available under quick links. One is welcome page as well as quick link which is available under home tab. So this particular look and feel of the welcome page, you can change any time however you wish to by selecting this button here. Choose a different layout. So if you select this button, you can choose your own layout how you want that to be seen. So welcome and
You're not audible, Madhu.
you're not able to hear me?
Your voice is not audible, Madhu.
Now is this okay?
Only for me or for everybody? I don't know.
So this will always happen.
Okay.
Just for few
I
seconds.
think for you only, Vinay. We are able to hear. Okay. Only for 30 to 40 seconds the voice is not audible.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just repeat again. So if you want to select this particular layout in whatever way you want to, you can always go to this particular link, which is like choose a different layout and select your layout and save. So I have come back to the same screen how it was looking before. So under home page, welcome and quick links will be available. So if you want to change them, you can go and select this particular link. So that was from home page. So coming to user tab. User tab will have all these buttons. So users, assignment profile, job code, families, position, organization groups, regions and tools. So all these are available under users. So we basically will be using users, assignment profile and tools. So as I said, like if we want to create any user in a LMS system, we can always create under users. So the moment we click on add new, here we have search option, you have add button. Anything, if you want to create anything, whether it is item related or a catalog related curricula or a user, anything that you want to create. In SAP it is called create. So here in SuccessFactors it is called add. So for any task here, anything that you want to add, it is always on the top side, you can see something called add new. So anything that you want to create, it is always add new. So all these fields are search fields. So once you have created anything, so it is all the search criteria which is available. So here, if you select the drop down, anything that you want to search, you can give whether you know the exact description of that particular search that you were doing, or it says like say Anthony. So is it exact Anthony, or it has any word which has Anthony, or the name starting with Anthony, or it just contains Anthony, or it does not contain Anthony. This is how is a search button which is available under everything. So basically if you want to search, it is always mandatory for you to select your criteria here and then go for search. So whenever you are giving a user ID is nothing but the employee number. So it is always in the number way, which is like user ID. Then comes your first name, last name, and the status, whether an employee is active or not active, or if you want to select, just select both, so that you will know whether that particular search criteria, whatever you are searching for, is active or inactive. Coming to domain is always like public domain in the system, public domain for everybody. There is no particular criteria like this particular employee belongs to Australia or India, Delhi, whatever it is. So based on the client, whatever we are configuring, we configure domain. So if there is no company, if there is a company which is located in one single place and they don't want anything different, then it is always public domain, which is default. We don't have to create again. So by default, for any creations that we do, whether it is role-based or catalog-based or item-based, anything, the domain will be always public as default. So this is all the search criteria which is available for all kind of, like if you see competencies or learning related or anything, these are all the search criteria. So this particular thing is same for everything. So coming to add new of a user. So I'm selecting add new. Here in this particular thing, any user that you want to create, this is how the screen will look like. So first you will give your employee number or any user ID 12356, say this particular employee is active, and by default public domain role. Here you will say whether this employee is a user or he is a manager you will be able to select from the drop down of this particular same role. So how many other roles we want we can create, and whatever roles we create here under references will be available under the drop down. So coming to name, we will give employee's first name, last name, and upload a picture if you want to, which org unit he belongs to, who is the supervisor of this employee, and what is the job title, what is the job code, what is the job location, employee type, we will give whatever employee type he belongs to, and what is the employee status, whether he is active, whether he is a retired employee, temporary, will be able to select, and then which region he belongs to, and prior year of service, years in month-wise, and his hiring date, and whether any instructor, if you want to map creative instructors only, we can give here, and then employee's address. So these are all the fields which is already available in the system as standard if you want to create any user. So if you want to have any custom fields here, we can always have any custom fields. And this is how the user screen will look if you want to add any user in the system.
So what actually you mean by public, let's say public or private domain, and how it will be used in how it will be used in system? What is the meaning of that?
Useful in the sense, in SAP or anywhere, we are just creating something, so it will know that it is for that particular client, right? So here it can be any number of companies, a company in Australia, company in US, company in UK. So we are particularly telling how many domains are available. So if we have different domains, we are going to tell the system that this particular domain belongs to Australia. Australia will have different catalog. US employees will have different catalogs. UK employees will have different catalogs. So if we want to say, if companies themselves come and say, this is one particular company, and I don't want to differentiate anything.
We are not audible. Hello? We are not audible, Madhu.
To select public. Otherwise, if you want to tell the system that
actually you are not available for audible for some 10 to 15 seconds.
Okay, I'll repeat again. There is a company, and that the company is located in Australia, UK, and wherever. If the client is coming and telling you that I don't want to treat employees in different countries, I want all country employees to view the same catalog, then you will select public domain, which is by default. So whatever creations that you're doing in the system, that when you're creating an item, when you're uploading a post, when you're uploading users, you will all say it is under public domain. Otherwise, if employee, like if client is coming and telling you, Australia people should have a different catalog, different list of courses, and the US people should have different list of courses, then you will create a domain called Australia, create a domain called UK, and have separate list of courses for both the domains, so that US employees will be able to see only US related courses, Australia employees will be able to see only Australia related courses. Yeah?
Yeah, and can any, is domain only based on
domain
criteria?
No, it is not. Domain cannot be based on any criteria. It can be anything related, whether it is related to department-wise or country-wise or state-wise, however you want to treat it based on the client's requirement. So in EC, there are so many domains that they create. So they will know like what is the org structure. So based on org structure, they will create domains. So we will also follow the same thing, so that there is no mismatch between the users that is available in EC or anything. Just because this is a standalone system, we ourselves can tell the system as a standalone system what domain we want to. But if EC employee central is also implemented, however we are going to do in employee central, the similar kind of domains only we will be able to create here also. so that there is no mismatch.
And I can give...
Sorry?
Now, users, right? These are not pulled from consultants. We have to create all the users.
As LMS is always a standalone system, users, if there is employee central, users are always pulled from employee central only. But there is an option for you to create users in LMS system also. Only for that reason we have to start here.
Okay. Let's say example, for example, like
contractors, external persons.
For example, contractors. For example, there you want to create some users who wants to view learning page and they are not employees of the company. So you want to create users. So you will go create the users here. So they will not be treated as employees of the company, but still they will be able to view the catalog.
We can always upload the CSV file for the users in any of the...
We always follow uploading users only. Once we upload users, all those users will be available here. Once we click on search, the moment in an implementation time, what you do, the moment you upload all the users to connectors, how are you going to know that all those users have been uploaded? Just go to users tab, click on users and just select search without selecting any sort of criteria. How many other users you have uploaded? You have your CSV file, you have your Excel file. You have 1,000 list of employees which you have uploaded. So the moment you see the number here, you will be able to know how many records are uploaded. Even in connector, when the job is running, it will tell you like how many were exceptions, how many have been uploaded, and how many were not uploaded, and what is the reason also you will be able to view from that particular log. So here, the moment you go to users and click on search, you will know that how many other users you have uploaded are successful. So all the
sorry to interrupt. Even when we upload the CSV file itself, it will say that the file successfully uploaded. That message will come.
I will show you, like once I go to connectors, I will show you how the screen will look like. So that was from user end. So on assignment profile, I'll go in deep little later. First, we'll have a look at the screen. So coming to competencies.
What I wanted to ask was, sorry, the thing was in domain, we can give only one domain, or it can be like comma, or like, and we have
nothing like that. You have only a particular, say, Australia. There is no special characters. So that was from competency side. Competencies, you have competency profile and tools. So creation and all I'll show you. So this was from learning tab. So this learning tab will have all of these, whatever we create from the learning needs management. Learning needs management covers items, offerings, your catalog, your curricula, programs, requirements, all these come under learning needs management. So the moment anything that you want to configure related to courses or catalog, anything, all of them will be under your learning tab only. So coming to content, this particular thing is related to online related. So content, form or anything, all of these under content, packages, questions, exams, objectives, tools and your documents. So all this is related to online content. Commerce is related to cost. If you want to map any item to particular any cost to that particular item is all configured under commerce. Creation of account codes, mapping that account codes to your org units, like whatnot, all of them comes under commerce. This particular system admin is the configuration and connectors that we will have. So there are many things in the initial stage that we configure under system admin. So system admin will have application admin, which will have your site, your branch, and your admin management related, all of these. Security, which is like creation of roles, domains, all of them come under security. Automatic process are those APMs. You have your connectors. This is where you run or schedule job that you run here through SFTP server. So I'll go in detail when we actually run a connector. I'll show you how it is going to look. So this is where we schedule a job and run job. You can view your errors, you can view your results once that all those connectors, like say a file, example an Excel file you have uploaded, and then I'm just showing you a screen point by point. When we go we'll go in detail. So you will schedule your job, you will just apply changes. The moment you select apply changes, this particular job will run. Here it will show succeeded. Once it shows succeeded, you will be able to view your results and view your errors. For example, like I'll click on view results. So it says like this is how your screen will look like. It says how many of them, and whether when it started, when it was finished, what is the status, how many processed and how many are exceptions. If you want to view details, the moment you click on view details, you will be able to view the log as well as this is for your log and this is for your error description. So this is how once you run a job, you will be able to know how many are errors and how many have actually successfully uploaded in the system. So once this is like successfully uploaded in the system, if you have run a connector for user, what you will do, you will go to user tab and you will just click on search button. So how much ever the list of items that you have uploaded, you will be able to click on search and know how many is uploaded. So basically that's how we test when it comes to user connector or item connector, whatever connector we schedule a job, once it is succeeded, we go to learning or catalog, whatever it is, whatever connector that we use. So we search for those and check whether those are uploaded in the system or not. So that was from learning, content and commerce tab and system admin. So we have security, we have APM, automatic processes. All these are related to notifications and all. And coming to connectors and configuration. Under these configurations, this is where we configure too many things under this exact configuration from system admin. So competency assessment or connector settings. See, basically in the initial stage we do this integration from functioning and LMS system to the tech system. So all those things we are doing under configuration only. I'll show you a few settings which we do. So once we are done with this particular system admin tab, I'll show you references, what all are available. So under references, we have first thing of calendar and time. Here is where we will actually create holiday calendars. And then we save dates and we tell the system work week profiles, which is actually called, we are saying the system when is off, like Monday to Friday and Saturday, Sunday is off. So those things we are selecting under work week profile. So that was under the references for calendar. Coming to commerce. So commerce related cost names, there are few things which has to be configured here. So that was under references commerce. So if we want to create any cost name or any currency conversion, order status or pricing rules, we create under references. Coming to geography, we tell which country it is in. So it says in employee central we tell a country called US. So we are just naming it as US or United States of America. However, we are actually mapping in the tech system. We have to similarly map in the sense we have to create a country here under country so that it will have no mismatch. And then when we are actually uploading users pulling from the test system to our LMS system under one of the Excel sheet in that one of the field where country is located. In EC, if it is saying US, and in LMS if we say United States of America, and then we try to upload that in the template, that Excel file, it will throw error and exceptions will be for all 1,000 employees. So we have to know like what we are creating under this as well as in LMS system. So that was what
So you mean to say that we need to use the exact naming convention as mentioned, and so whatever we have maintained in the third-party systems, we have to maintain the same naming convention that usually we have third-party systems.
See, not the third-party system. In business system, you have your org unit, sales, finance, and then you say 10 employees are under that particular finance department. And you say that there are 10 users and those 10 users already have supervisors. So this particular user template will have the entire list of fields what belongs to user. If you see user, it has like what employee status he has, whether that employee is active or not, and then first name, last name, his address, his org unit, his job code, his supervisor, everything. So when we are uploading the user template, the user CSV file into an LMS system, we have to actually map the same thing that is available in this Excel. So it is as good as like having the employee number and uploading. So if country itself is not matching and we are saying in the Excel template saying that employee belongs to US and we have created in LMS system as the United States, how system will know like under which country this employee will go and stay. So it should obviously match with EC system, right? Otherwise it will throw error that in LMS system under countries there is no country called US. It is only has United States of America. Because I face this issue, so I know what issue we will come across. When we are actually uploading connectors, these are the small things which we face issue. Out of 1,000 employees, 800 employees are uploaded, remaining 400 employees are not uploaded. What is the reason? We have to go check each and every field what we have marked. Where we have gone wrong, and all of them will get uploaded. System should know like which country he belongs to, and system should have that country within that, right? Create.
Any reason we call the standard references because we are taking reference from physics and taking those references and doing template references or something. That's the reason we are using something like reference or something.
No, reference they are not meaning in that way. Even I don't know what references they are saying like. But then there are a lot of things which we configure under references only. So if you actually see under geography, all your countries, your job location, your labels, your cases, and all your configured under references. So coming to learning, if you see there are a lot of things that we are configuring. Yeah?
And this is a one-time configuration, right?
Yeah, one-time configuration.
Only the learning
not necessarily that one time in future, like not that every now and then regularly we keep configuring these, it is just one time. If needed, then
starting of the
implementation stage,
and any enhancement to that.
Because what when we see coming to calendar and time, holiday calendar and holiday profile, week profile in the initial stage only we will do. But when holiday calendar every year, so we will have to create for every year. But what week profile we will tell the system for that entire. I mean, you say like Monday to Friday is working. So there are most of them which is like one time.
Because we generate the calendar in usually SAP we will define, we can generate calendars for so many days. Of course, later on we will change the holidays and the year and that will be
only if needed, otherwise like only in the implementation time. And implementation, before go live, and veteran training, these are all the things that we tell them also. So post go live, for a month they have support. After that, it is they who are going to use the system, this entire system. So we should show each and everything, whatever I was showing you. Other than connectors and all, so remaining these references, whatever needs to be created, they should be aware of all these things. Other than configuration, the basic yeah, it is available for them, yeah. So you being you being a consultant, you will have all these tabs. Otherwise, they will have references and reports, and they will have learning tab and competencies tab and users tab as homepage. They will not have these commerce, system admin, content and all. Okay. So that was references, learning. So under learning, they have these many. So if we actually see the external request form, and I have shown you, there are lots of fields which we configure. Say vendors. Training vendors are nothing but institutes. So training types, sources, purpose, program, request period, all these, if we configure them here under references, so whatever we configure here, only then all of these will be available as drop down under the external request form. So from up till here, from training types till training vendors are related to that external request form, which we have seen. So remaining assignment type, if you guys remember, when I am assigning the course to an employee, so I am telling the system whether this particular assignment type means what, whether it is optional or whether this is required. So I'm just selecting search, so you will have standard options which is available in the system. If you see here records per page, I can select how many records I want to, so that accordingly it will display. So basically assignment type, when I'm assigning a course to an employee, I will have something called assignment type. After selecting which course I want to assign to which employee, after selecting these two fields, then the next field will be assignment type. So I am telling the system, basically it is only required and optional. These are the only two fields which are standard. Remaining are all created by us. How many others we want to create based on the company's requirements. So after selecting assignment type, so that assignment type as drop down is coming only because we are creating them under references. Anytime that we want to create assignment type, just go click on add new. What is an assignment type that we want to create? What is the ID that you are able to see your AOR? And then what is the description? If we want priority, if we can give priority, otherwise not mandatory. And click on required button and add. The moment you click on add, that will get added here and shown here, which will be available under drop down in the front end. So this is it, basically assignment type. So that was
priority means basically the drop down sequence which we see, right?
Yeah. Not sequence. We are admin or manager is telling the employee that particular course falls under which priority. Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah.
So that is under reference, learning. So that is first thing that we have to create an assignment type. Then is class status, which we actually don't use. This particular thing when we are creating an item type, I'll show you. Completion stage. This is very, very important. these are all the things which is like available. Curriculum, if we want to create curriculum type, what delivery method we want to create, what delivery type we want to create, destination types, document types, item types. So these are all the things available not under learning tab but under references under learning. So coming to performance, competencies, if we want to create any new competencies, categories, sources and types can be created under performance. Physical resources are all related to items, that is equipment, custom resources, what is the equipment status, facility, which location, which building they belong to, which location, which meeting room, conference room they belong to, what are all the materials that will be available like projectors or books, then all these things come under the material. So once we configure all of them here, only then these will be available for us in drop down when we create an item, so that when we are creating an item for an external, say classroom training, we are creating a classroom training. So once we create a classroom training, we are selecting facility, location, material, equipment from the drop down, because we are adding all of them under references under physical resources. So when we create them, we can just, I will navigate and show you how to create them. That goes under physical resources. Coming to system admin, all the workflow related, we create approval process here, we create approval roles here and map them to these workflow, that is approval process, and rating scale related to PMGM, or for our questions also we create rating scales here. That was for system admin. User management, employee class, like when to user, we have seen like what is the employment status, we have seen whether employee is active or not, so all of them can be configured here under user management. So that was under references. Coming to reports. So there are 70 standard reports in the system which is available. So if we see, if I just, the moment we click on reports, we will see all 70 reports here which is related to admin. Admin can just download any kind of report that they want to. So these are all the standard reports. With the standard reports itself, clients, all the needs will be sufficed, because they don't want to, they don't have to even go for any custom reports. So all, whatever configurations we are doing in the system, whether it is related to content, whether it is related to learning needs management or competencies, or if it is related to users, the front page that you could see, the front system, the user screen history part, or the learning assignment part, or curriculum part, or anything that we want to generate report, all of them will be under these report section. So admin can go and generate any sort of report that they want to. So these are all the reports. If you don't want to keep on scrolling whatever you want to, you can even select your criteria here. Only competencies related reports will be shown here. The moment you select competencies and uncheck all of them, and competencies related reports only will show here. All of them this particular screen. Yeah, this particular screen, if you see, this is LMS admin screen. So for LMS admin, this report is only available for LMS admin, correct? But whereas, as a user or as a manager, in their own homepage, under learning homepage, whatever reports are available, that is for them. This report is for LMS admin. So being as an admin or an LD department, she has to generate any kind of report, like what items are there in the system, how many employees are assigned to that course if she wants to generate. So she can go and generate any sort of report based on the selection criteria. If she selects user management related to users, if she wants only learning related courses, if she wants to generate only those reports, she can select by selecting all these criteria that she wants. So now, as of now, I have selected competencies. So competencies related reports only will be available. Otherwise, just uncheck all of them and then submit. So all standard reports will be available. If they do, other than these standard 70 standard reports, if they want anything, then they should use the report designer, which is a separate license. It has SAP SS will provide a separate license for them. They speak to client and tell them for their licensing, and then they can fix their report designer, and what all custom reports that they want to create, they can do it under report designer. So that goes under reports. So basically these are all the tabs that is available for LMS admin. I'm just showing it as a screen. Vinay? Sorry?
Yeah.
Okay. So far, any doubt?
Yeah, Madhavi, actually there's this LMS is related to this mobile also. I mean, we have something in SF like mobile, right? So,
whatever like under my learning, you have seen your assignments, you have seen so many things, right? Same thing you can even view in your mobile. So you can see your assignments in your mobile. You can even book for any of the courses, whatever you're doing in your laptop, right? Same thing you will be able to do it in your mobile also. So when you're starting, if employee wants to start doing his online course, he can anytime do it. Because we are keeping all that mobile options also that we are configuring in the system, so that's why employee is able to see all of things. So whatever he can do in the laptop, right? Same thing he can do it in the mobile also.
so for that,
Sorry? We have to first enable all of this under configuration under LMS admin also. Yeah, mobile also.
Madhavi, this is Prasad here.
Yeah, tell me.
Where do we upload Chrome files, or where do we assign these Chrome files to users?
Yeah, I understand.
not connected?
In LMS admin, we have seen a content tab, right? So any online related, all of those content will be under this particular content only. Whether it is form or write content or anything, AICC, browser or whatever it is, all of them are under content tab. Okay. So all those configurations that you asked me just now about form, all of them is content packages, content objects. So these are the things that we create for online. So
Where do we assign to users?
Assign to users. The content we are always assigning to item and not to users.
Okay.
Item is course. So we are mapping this particular content to course. No? So we are creating course under learning. We are creating content here.
Under course catalog, employee can search for the relevant courses and he can book on his own.
Yeah, that's the thing is we are creating the course under learning. We are creating content here. We are mapping the content to this particular learning that we are creating item. So through assignment profile, whatever items that we are configuring in the system, it is available for user under catalog. Let's find catalog or search for courses or browse for courses.
Yes.
Madhavi, what is catalog? What does the catalog will be under catalog?
All items will be under catalog. All items will be under catalog, yeah.
You can show the screen, Madhavi.
All items also because
Sorry?
All items also, in a curriculum,
all items, courses, yeah. All of them will be under catalog only. Will be mapping to catalog only.
Madhavi, can you open the user screen so that Praveen will be clarified? User.
Catalog is the same thing, right?
Where user can browse the courses.
Hello?
Where user can search for the list of courses, course catalog.
Yeah. I mean, you were saying, right, there's online, and again the same thing, right, Madhavi?
Even in SAP you have the same process. You have course catalog in SAP also.
It is the same like SAP only, but then, just opening 1 second.
What is the difference between catalog and schedule?
See, catalog are the entire list of courses that are going to be in the company, which we are mapping to users also. So based on the assignment profile, the domains, whatever we are creating a rule for all of them, if we map those courses based on their so based on their rule that we create, so as I told about domain and all that, right? So all the list of courses, if we map to catalog only, and we create the assignment profile only, and map this assignment profile to a catalog only, employee will be able to have this find, learning and browse courses. If we don't do all of these, then employee will not be able to see any courses when he click on find courses or browse courses. Because we are mapping them to catalog only, we are able to see them. Whereas curricula, if we want to map list of 4 courses, say onboarding course or new hire list of courses to one particular curricula, and tell that 10 courses under onboarding should be completed by an employee. So if they just assign one curricula, then all the list of 10 items will go to employee instead of doing one by one. So it is the admin who has to tell the system all the list of 10 courses belong to one curricula called onboarding, and if she just assign one onboarding curricula to an employee, it will go into that the tile which you could see as a chart, so that employee will be able to see there is a onboarding curriculum which is like assigned to an employee. The moment they go to that particular curricula, you can see there are list of 10 courses which has to be completed by an employee. So if you see, there are 4 different classifications of an item. So admin can select any classification item under one curricula. It need not be only ILT related courses should be coming under curricula.
So basically, all these courses, all these items will be in a catalog. So if we are dealing with, let's say countries like Australia, under Australia, you have different items, and all those items will be under a catalog. Right? For Australia. Hello? Hello? Yes?
We were not able to hear you, Madhavi, for some 2 or 3 minutes. Hello?
Your screen is the page connected.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Hello? Hey, I can hear. Hello? We lost you in the first one. Don't hear you. Vinay,
Ravi, this able to hear your voice, man. పడుకుంటాం కదా అంటే తెలియదు
బాలయ్య సాంగ్ చేసుకో.
మాది ఆఫ్లైన్ అనుకుంటా. తను నెట్టిపోయినట్టుంది. తను నెట్టిపోయినట్టున్నది నాకు తెలిసి. దాంట్లో హ్యాంగ్ అయ్యింది సిస్టమ్.
ఈ వాయిస్ ఆఫ్లైన్ అనుకున్నా నేను.
నిద్రపోయారా? ఆయన లీవుందా? హలో హలో
Yeah, now I can hear everybody.
But
Everybody is there.
your screen we can't see. Everybody is here only.
Yeah. Okay.
We can't see your screen. The display cannot be displayed.
If you were able to understand what I spoke till now about the admin screen.
No.
Yeah, we understood.
Once again, Madhuri, we lost you when we were answering to Pravesh, and so you can continue from there, and when we are able to see the screen, I think there was some in the picture difference. So, yeah.
Okay. So, Praveen, you're clear, or you have any doubts?
Regarding doubt,
I wanted to ask you, suppose, let's say, hello?
Yeah, it is only because of the catalog, it is like only because of the catalog. Yeah, Praveen. See, we are creating items and we are creating catalogs and we are mapping these items to catalog, and with the help of assignment profile, we are mapping assignment profile to catalog. So only after doing all these, employees will be able to see the particular browse course or list of courses in this catalog. If we don't know anything, then employee will not be able to see any catalog in this particular learning home page. So curricula is nothing but mapping 4 to 5 items to one particular curricula and mapping that curricula to an employee. So that one particular curricula, once we map, whether we are mapping 10 courses or 20 courses to that particular curricula, it is one curricula that we are mapping to an employee. So that particular curricula will get assigned to an employee, and employee will be able to see all the courses which he is able to complete. But curricula is at the end of this admin has to do it. So admin should tell the system that 10 courses belong to one particular curricula called new hire or onboarding or recruitment related or anything. So if admin is not creating any curriculars, mapping list of items as curricula, then there is no curricula.
Can you have a sample curricula, Madhavi?
So do not get confused with curricula as catalogs.
Madhavi, can you explain the curricula, catalog, those things? Open the Excel sheet. Can you explain in that way?
I can, I can show you anything.
What is the relation between
like Madhavi, curricula is like a set of courses that are not the screen. Yes.
Can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just increase the... on size. If you see here, then it comes to be has to be in history. This is like catalog again. The course is an instructor-led courses. You need a room, material. Is there requisite for that particular item? Is there any naming convention or what departments and groups? These are all like identifying associate needs. Coming to adding an item, whether it is an instructor-led course, whether it is an online course. See, if you see here, whether it is an instructor-led course or it is an online course, in a catalog, whether is there any prerequisites? Do you have any substitutes? Substitutes say you have to do a course, but you have done another course. If this particular substitute is mapped to the course and you have attended a course which is a substitute. Hello?
Yes, it's not me. Where is
Yeah. Okay. With this background, I was able to hear the nice voice, so I was thinking if he wants.
We lost you, Madhavi. Not able to hear. Not able to hear you, Madhavi.
Yeah, nothing.
Where like this subject area, this particular thing, correct?
Can you repeat one second, please? We lost you for 1 minute.
I'm not able to, you guys are not able to hear me?
Yeah, we lost you for 1 minute. Can you repeat it, please?
Now we can do it.
Madhavi, please continue from substitute.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello?
Please continue from substitute.
Substitute. Okay. So if I have to create a code called SuccessFactors. Yeah. But I have already created, I have already attended SuccessFactors as course, but then Delta is the substitute. So if I have attended a course which is not a substitute for that particular item, then I don't have to attend the course which is actually required by me because I have mapped that particular course as substitute. We can go in detail when we are actually creating it. I'm just giving you a fair idea about all these meanings. When we are creating in the system, I'll show you how it is. So coming to subject area, you have seen what subject area means. Required and optional means. Okay, required and optional, you have just seen that is an assignment type. So all these come under add item. So you have seen what identify associate needs means, what an item, add an item called. Now coming to curricula. Add items to curricula, make that whether it is required, whether you need a curricula. So curricula and catalog is like totally two different things. When I have shown you the screen of a learning, you have coming to catalog. You have file learning, right? You are clicking on browse all courses. So this particular screen is called your catalog search. This entire thing, whatever courses under whatever category, under whatever subject area, whatever source, this entire list of courses are coming under one catalog search. Whereas, say, these 4 courses come into one curriculum. So curricula is different, catalog search is different. Catalog is different.
Madhuri.
Yeah.
The curricula, I understand. Catalog involves all these different categories, sub-areas, courses, everything.
Everything. I mean, whatever you are able to see, categories, subject areas, sources, all these are only for your search purpose, for your selection criteria.
Delivery
You
method.
want to list down all internal led courses, which is like IMC courses, or classroom training courses. So, if you want to search only them, if you see here, I am not selecting, okay, let me not select this at all. So, I will clear this. I am clearing my search. If you see here, there are 232 courses. So, you cannot go one by one and looking at each and every description of the course. So, you want to know what all online courses are there. So, you will search based on online category. So, this is only for your selection criteria. You want to know only administration related courses. So, all these are for your search purpose. But this entire list of courses are all coming under one catalog. This particular list of courses are mapped to catalogs, and because it is falling under so-and-so domain and employee is also coming under that particular domain, that is why this entire list of courses employee is able to view. No.
So you need to say that
see, somebody is asking whether subject area is equal to curricula. See, there can be courses coming under this subject area also in one curricula. There can be courses coming from business skills, say from business skill one course, from administration skill one course, from competency one course. All each one course from all these subject areas can come under one curricula. So it is not equal to subject area and curricula. So we are not telling like it can be any subject area. We can have one particular curricula. It is admin who has to tell the system. For example, to make it more simpler, a person is hired into a company and he has to have a course from competency, one course from competency, one course from business skill, one course from health and safety. What I am doing, I am taking the course from all these three subject areas. Three subject areas also can be, all three can be an online item, all three can be an instructor, or two can be instructor like course, one can be an online course. So these three courses, I am creating a curricula called new hired courses. So this particular curriculum called new hire, which has these three courses, I am mapping that particular new hire curriculum to a user. So the moment that employee is hired and he gets access to learning homepage, automatically a curriculum called new hire will go and sit in his learning tab, in his user, in his learning page. So under curricula, here a description called new hire will be available, and he will be able to see all the three courses which is listed. Say these are three curriculums. Curriculum title you can see here. There is a curriculum title called Sales Excellence. There is a curriculum title called Annual Compliance Certification. So if I am going into Sales Excellence, whatever three courses that I am mapping as a new hiring courses, list of courses, so employee will be able to see course 1, course 2, course 3. So these are all his assignments, learning assignments. So he has to complete those courses. So this is what is called curriculum. So there is no restriction on classification. Any item classification can be gone into a curriculum. Any subject area courses can be gone into a curriculum. So it is admin who has to tell which are all courses should be gone into a curriculum, and that particular curriculum can go to user, so that user, even if there are list of 4 courses, out of which 2 have been completed and 2 are pending. Even he will be able to check chat-wise also. So it is just a benefit and user-friendly way to tell how courses are treated. So we can definitely go in detail when we are creating each and everything.
Can is the curricula available in catalog search?
No.
See, let me go into catalog search and see how it is viewed.
You will not be able to see that one. Because curriculum is something which is customized according to practice, right? The activity is also customized with system.
There is no curriculum here actually. There's no curriculum.
What is the category? In category they have something called external curriculum. That is something different.
One moment. Let's see one second.
I think, Maria, going forward, we may get clarity on curriculum and all things, right?
See, I was only showing you what all facility, like what all is available under LMS. So once we get into learning needs management and once we start creating, then we can show you everything else available in it. Do not get sense of
Okay.
So going forward, we will be able to see it.
Yeah, but the thing is like we will have that thing, right? Doubt is not cleared and it will be like confusing. So
Yeah. You will
also
So, see, I have selected curricula, and you can see like annual compliance. I think you can even select curricula by course. So all these are curricula. So let me select one curricula. We will see how many courses are available under that particular curricula. So search option is also available for curricula. See here. You see, there is something called compliance certification, and this compliance certification has a list of courses. So cleanliness, rules, safety, precautions, and all these come under one particular curricula called compliance certification. So if an employee is completing all 7 courses, only then he will be able to say that he has completed this particular curriculum. So when we are creating a new curricula and we are mapping all these items into this curricula, we can give all this description that we are able to see here.
yeah. So curricula is basically a set of assignments and the set of items and just assigning it to the user. But in a catalog, we have to go by one step, like item, assignment, and then different steps. It's just like in a curricula, it's not that it's a process, one-to-one process. It's just a
We are creating items, set of items. Yeah, it is as simple as that. We are creating items and we are mapping set of items to a curriculum. That is what is curricula. But catalog search is something like which is involved, like employees are involved and who has to see this catalog. All those comes under catalog. Through assignment profile again. Yeah. What was that? I missed the conversation.
You are saying that catalog is... Yeah, the part is saying that catalog is list of courses depending on various delivery models. It has nothing to do with delivery models or delivery methods.
Delivery methods, no? No, it's not that.
Inspector-led online.
No.
See, instructor-led online others external are the classifications of item. If you see here, instructor-led courses are classroom-related courses. Online courses are web-based courses. Others, like which is happening in institutes or which does not have a scheduled offering, which is not having an online, and which is not blended also. All those list of courses, all those courses can come under others. You can also have on-job training courses. So these are all classifications of a course which is coming under category. And delivery method is something like, if you see delivery method, you say whether it is an on-job training, whether it is a conference, whether it is a session, whether it is a briefing. You are telling the system that particular item or course comes under which delivery method. So it has not got anything to do with employees, delivery methods or classification. Catalog is something we are telling the system, the courses that we are configuring in the system, who should be able to see, who are the employees who have the right or permissions to see all the list of courses which is available in the company. That is a catalog. One catalog can have n number of courses. So this list of courses which is available in a company, list of trainings or courses or an item. Training is nothing but a course is nothing but an item. In SuccessFactors, a course is called an item. So all the courses or trainings which is available in a company, who should be able to view? We are mapping that catalog, and this particular catalog we are mapping to a user through assignment profile. That once that assignment profile job is run, only then this particular catalog search will be available to employees. Clear to some extent?
Yes.
Okay, alright. So,
we will start it here, madam.
yeah. So we have seen LMS admin scheme, what all tabs are available under LMS admin. So each tab contains what? So, shall we stop for today?
Yes, madam.
Session?
Yes. Please tell me when the permission is cancelled.
Huh? Sorry?
Permission is granted. Is it confirmed?
Sorry, I was not able to hear. No, I was not able to hear actually.
Priyanka confirmed that job name is granted from everywhere.
Oh, acha. Priyanka is telling on everybody's behalf, is it?
Priyanka is a spark for all.
Okay. Oh, acha, theek hai then. Oh. If I want to know anything from anybody's view, then I'll ask. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You can take the number also.
Okay. So everybody, guys, you were able to understand what I was speaking?
Yes, madam.
If you're having session tomorrow? Sorry?
Tomorrow, what time? Because I have some call I have to attend from office and by the time I come. So, I may be reaching 10:30, but if you guys can come at 10 o'clock and start, then I will surely join by 10:30 that time. Is it fine for you guys?
Internally, you guys can speak and then let me know.
I'll give you a call tomorrow morning. Let me talk to you.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, madam.
Okay, so when I go for today then?
Yes, thanks, Madhavi.